And in the spirit of getting that first part out of the way, I make a motion to accept the minutes of August 25th, 2020. Chris, that was you and I. Scott, you weren't there at that meeting.
Right.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, those meetings are approved, meeting minutes. I make a second motion to approve the minutes of September 8th, 2020.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, excellent. Well, we're through that. So we have no appointments, which is okay. So let's dive right into recurring topics, coronavirus.
So I'll go to, I don't know if they're going to try to join the meeting, but just in case they do, we'll start with the Boy Scouts. They received approval from Parks and Rec to use the town common for their meetings. They used to use the church hall, but
Yep.
they are no longer allowed to do that. So for now, they are using the town common. Chris, you and I spoke about that. We didn't see any problems with their plan. Like everything else, they're going to follow the guidelines. So
Right.
told David Bosselet I would just bring it up at the meeting tonight and see if Scott or Chris, if you guys had questions or concerns about it.
No, anything we can do to keep that alive. They got enough problems.
The other thing with Parks and Rec as far as coronavirus goes is they are not holding their parade this year, their Halloween parade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
So that is not happening. They said they're going to kind of maybe work with some neighborhoods to do some events. CDC came out today with some guidelines on trick-or-treating. Doesn't necessarily say you can't have it. It does just put it at a high-risk category, as, you know, people are going to other people's houses. There's, you know, they're advising that if you're wearing a costume mask, you still need your 2-layer cloth mask underneath. That just because you have one single layer mask on for a costume. So, and then also on my state calls with the DPH, they have not, they say guidance is forthcoming. So I think for now, that's just kind of we've got one more meeting, which would be the 13th, that it would all to be addressed. I'm interested to see what other towns are doing around us. If they are canceling their activities, if they're not, I know Harvard does a big trick or treat downtown. Hudson actually canceled their downtown walk. I saw that on social media. But nothing as far as, and again, Bolton canceled theirs as well with the parade. So nothing as far as that true Halloween 6 to 8 trick or treat, knock on the door, get some candy.
Yeah.
So
No, my expectation is that it'll all get kind of shut down this year, at least the public stuff. And understandably, because I do a hayride in our neighborhood, and you know, it's not even so much a function of the kids. I'm like, well, I don't want to make my neighbors uncomfortable at the prospect of having 20 to 25 kids dash into their door. So.
Right. Also on the call today, there's going to be, I don't know if it's been put out yet, but there's some guidance changing for restaurants. The number of people that can be seated at a table is changing. It's actually going up, which is good. So that information will be forthcoming. I don't think it's really anything major. I mean, like I said, they just kind of changed the restaurants, what can happen in a restaurant. The schools are, you know, up and running, seem to be going fine. Or the school, I should say, the high school is still closed. I don't really think there's anything else I have for coronavirus. Town buildings are still, I believe the library is closed, town hall is open. So if anybody needs to come in for that, we are open for that. But and that's all I have. Bolton did go up by 1 within the last week. So last Wednesday's email that came out from the state, we went from 12 to 13 total since March. So an increase of.
And do we have any background on what may have triggered that, or what?
No, that information we decided would go from initial Board of Health to public safety, just so they would have access. It wasn't, I have no other, I look on the report every Wednesday at 6 o'clock to see what the number, to see if it went up. So Nothing to, I don't know if it's an age, if it's I didn't hear anything at the school. That school had to be closed for any reason, so I don't know that answer.
I mean, it's still pretty good.
Yeah,
It's-
I think we're doing
It's
great.
phenomenal. It's really good.
Yeah, you can get it. Go ahead. You can walk past the camera. Well, what do you want me to do?
You can even wave to us.
Exactly. See? Elijah, just get your stuff.
So that's all. I don't think
Majors.
anything else for Corona. I think the biggest thing was the Boy Scout. I said I would do that for them. If you guys have anything else.
No.
Nope.
Other than getting tested twice this past week and getting a clean result, I mean, that's all I got.
Look at you aiding to the numbers.
Well, I went to California last weekend, so I was like, tested. So I tested today, and then I'm like, you know what, that just seems too soon. Like, I came back Sunday night, so. All right, and then I assume nothing's really happened with mosquitoes as it's getting cooler. I'm sure things are, except for the tire dump.
Yeah, so with mosquito, Tim DeChamp, and Scott, I just set this up today. I was going to send you the invite as well. Tim DeChamp and Leslie from the DPW and I are going to have a conference call Zoom on Monday.
Uh-huh.
Just to talk about the tire recycling program, how to kind of get the DPW involved. Like, should the tires go there? Should, how do they, if they see them, where should they bring them? So the three of us are just going to talk. I'll gladly send that over to you so you can be a part of it as well. But yeah, there's the tire property we discussed on email today. Tim said there's no formal request that needs to be done. We just need to go ahead and send them out. He did just ask if you knew if it was like the number of tires to expect. Does he need a full crew and a large truck? Just one guy in a dump truck? So happy to, if you guys want to email me that information.
I think I might have sent that to you in the text. Let me just double
Okay.
check.
I think
I might have it right here.
maybe the address. I have the address ready.
Yeah, but I sent a picture of the field notes from Chris and I's visit later in the
Okay.
day. Let me just see if I can blow it up.
Yeah, I think I still have that.
Yeah, there are a lot of, it's more than one guy in a pickup truck.
I think we estimated 150 to 200 tires just
Ooh,
ballparking walking around. So it's probably more.
Exactly. They're buried.
Yeah. And
Okay.
they're big. I mean, these are giant tractor tires. I mean, this is big.
Yeah. I was
All
gonna
right, so
say that,
I'll
you gotta
send,
specify what tire is what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I think some of
Yeah.
those came off 495 off
Yep.
they did.
Perini.
They did.
Tim an email, Chris and Bill, I'll copy you on it in case he has any questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And when's the meeting?
We're just meeting Monday morning. It's just a Zoom call. Like I said, Leslie is looking for, some information that she can relay back to the DPW. Just to kind of work with Tim. Again, the residents can call and request tire pickup. That information is on the Board of Health page. I sent out a news and announcement. I will probably be sending out, once we figure out what's going to happen, I'll send out another one next week just to say this is what we should do. So I'll send that to you tomorrow or after we get off this call, Scott, the Zoom
Okay, great.
information. He was very good about it. And the other thing with mosquito response is yes, very slow season, which was good across the state. The state does have a triple E risk map updated all the time, and there's not really anybody in Central Mass that had higher risk levels. That was great. And since the resident spray program is over, residents can now take the signs down. Again, I guess I can't promise we're not gonna have anything, but it is September 22nd, but we seem to be cold enough now. So, the residents may at this point wanna, can go, feel comfortable taking their no spray signs down. And then as we get closer to, because those exclusions do expire at the end of 2020, I will send out a news and announcement reminding anybody that wants to renew their exclusion to do so at that time. So
Very good.
that's it
Well,
with
it worked. It was a good mosquito season, I would say.
the mosquito season, so.
Yeah, I think if we get a chance to talk to Tim about, anything we should be thinking about for next season,
Yeah.
because we really haven't gone through a full year with them. And, I think we want to be as proactive as we can.
Sure. It'd be nice to know what they're proposing to do during the fall and even winter, again, mitigation and management.
Okay.
And there may be a need to coordinate that with conservation and, the larviciding and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, well, good news on that. So moving on to new topics. So flu clinic Thursday, October 22nd at the high school.
At the high school, there's 2 time slots. Again, that went out in the news and announced 2 to 4 was for ages 60 plus, and 4 to 6 was everybody else. So again, some locations are doing drive-through from what I've seen on the schedule through Neshoba. I don't know if the Bolton one will eventually get to that. Resident, the insurance form is online, the schedule is online, and people can check back with the Neshoba website, which I've also linked to on the news announcement and on the page. So I'll send another one out probably next week. And then again, as we get closer, and then I'll have Don make an announcement through the selectmen meeting as well.
Excellent. Okay, and the RCAP program, the well assessments, I have not read that yet.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have any comments or.
I did send Jim an email for an update. He said not too much new at this point. They're planning out year 2 now, and he'll be in touch when they have more details. So I think the current program is they started it. It's been filled. As
Okay.
moving into next year's program, then he'll be in touch.
Can I steal a Macintosh
Schedule a
apple?
meeting with him to come to one of these meetings, or just gather some more information. So it seems like there were 2 residents in Bolton that may have gotten in on the program, and he's been in touch with them.
Okay.
So that is all I have.
All right. 34 Fox Run Road. Any permit extension request?
Yeah, this is that lot that was close to the wetlands on the right as you're going towards 117, kind of tucked
Mhm.
down below the guardrail on kind of an island. And the permit was set to expire in March of 2020, which he's obviously missed his ability to submit the request prior to expiration date, but he did finally get us a request. Nothing's changed. It's a fast unit. So he's asking for that 4th year just to get his paperwork in order and get it signed off. So if the board wants to respect that 4th year, it would have to have a certificate of compliance by March 28th of 2021. And he has begun getting the as-builts and things like that.
So this is a system that's already began, Bill?
It was installed, believe it or not, July of 2018.
Okay.
But it's kind of a side project, obviously, so
Yeah.
taking a while to get to completion. But the system itself's been done. It's just the paperwork that we need for sign off.
Okay. So when does it need to be wrapped up by?
If the board gives it its 4th year, it'll be March 28th of 2021.
I mean, I don't really have an objection to that, gentlemen. You
No, it's a well-built system,
right?
compliance, do everything we can to cooperate.
And Bill, you've conducted obviously all the inspections and.
Yeah, I did all those inspections. Like July 19th through July 31st was the overall inspection period, and but now we have to get the fast contract. It's paperwork as built.
Yep.
He did just
Okay.
drop off the engineers as built. So probably the last thing he's going to owe us is a fast maintenance contract. And my guess is his water test is probably 2 years old by now, so we'll probably have to retest the well.
Not a bad thing. Okay, well, so like I said, I'm okay with the extension request. I don't know if we need
Yep.
that or if we just need to agree.
Yeah, just in the minutes reflect certificate of compliance must be obtained by March 28th of 2021, and I'll alter the permit to reflect that.
Scott, do you have any comments or concerns or,
No.
okay?
No problem at all.
Moving on, 91 and 119 Moderator Way vent. I'm kind of curious as to what that is.
I got a call that the vent on that's a shared Presby bed. So there's a
Okay.
high and a low vent off of the bed, and the vent's been altered. It's been so I went out and took a look, and it's been, people didn't want to look at it. It was big, tall, white vent, so they hired a company to push it into the woods, and it was painted camo, which is fine, but it was lowered, so there's no longer that 10-foot difference between
Sure.
high vent and low vent. But one of the owners was alerted that they were on the agenda tonight, called me yesterday, and I told her to get the company to call me to correct it. And it happened today. They just sent me a photo of it, so it's already been taken care of. They went back out and put another length of pipe on the high vent.
Yeah, that is important in a Presby.
It is. So I had a nice 3-page letter ready to go, and now we don't need it.
Outstanding.
Do they need a letter of compliance, Bill, or are they?
Not really. I'm going to do a drive-by and just make note that it's been corrected.
Okay.
All right, excellent. Well, that's good news. So that brings us to building permits, 310 Wattaquatic Hill Road, 176 Fox Run Road, and 108 West Berlin Road. Bill, looks like you've managed all of these handily. Any comments or anything we need to know about these particular permits?
No, just the 310 Wattaquatic is where they're going to replace the tank there, because they're going to put a bathroom in the pool house that'll need a pump. That's about it.
Okay. So we're rolling into now septic permits, a new lot on Long Hill Road.
Yeah, so this is Slater's lot that, again, we looked at it quite a while ago, but did not want to take action until conservation had taken a look at it, which did result in some revisions. So we looked at this.
I can share if that's easier, but it is in the packet that I sent over to you guys.
Yep. So we looked at back in April of this year, and the board didn't have any issues. There are no variances needed. But again, wanted to wait for conservation to weigh in, so they have. So they've revised the house layout and pump chamber and septic tank location. Have actually pulled the well a little bit further away from the wetlands, so still in compliance. But again, just finalized by conservation. So if the board wants to take a look at the plan, we could certainly approve it tonight.
Well, I'll take. I looked at it briefly on my computer, but Bill, if you're telling me that there are no variances, then I really don't even. I mean, I see no reason to approve it, or not to approve it. Excuse me.
Yep. Yeah. Like I say, if anything, it did draw the well further from the edge of wet. It met the. I think originally it was pretty close to the 25-foot minimum, but now it's further out.
Makes sense to me that we go ahead. Same logic as you, Chris.
I agree.
All right.
The well's now 38 feet from edge of wet, where I think it was just over the 25-foot no touch last time. So those conservation's revisions actually increased that offset for us.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
But it's still required to be 24 inches above grade in that case, or?
Due to the slope out there, 18 inches will probably cut it, but we'll take a look at that when it's drilled. I think it's 24 won't be a problem though if we need to. Yeah.
All right. Then moving on to inspection reports, 269 Main Street. Kristen, I think you sent us the cover pages to all of these.
I did. Bill, did you get a chance to look at them?
I did. All of them are passes. All of them are okay. Kristen, I just want to take a look at the 269 Main Street, either you or I septic file when you have a chance, and just see if it needed a long shoreline inspection.
I pulled that late in the day.
Yep.
Not see that it needed anything, but
Okay, that's fine. It's just that the ties to the D-box looked a little bit long, but I think the system's in view of the house, so it's probably not an issue.
Excellent. With that being said, does anybody else have any other Board of Health business they want to bring to the table tonight?
There was just a few things on the mail. Normally I don't. There was a long sewer line report that was submitted
Yeah.
from 7 Hudson Road. That is all, it should be all set now. Bill, I already sent that to you. She just, they're trying to get, they have a closing date set for the house, so they want to go ahead and move along with that. So I said I would just bring it up. If anybody had any questions, I would let her know. Then 286 Vaughn Hill was some asbestos removal notice that we got. And then 8 Manor Road, the variance granted was for, they were putting a shed on the property, but just
Right.
were given the variance. It still met Board of Health. Okay, it wasn't on. They had pulled a permit because they knew it was close to the line, and that prompted Erica to read it and go through the variance request with the zoning board, and that was approved. The shed is under the size it needs for a permit anyway, so that was just kind of an FYI. And then with the water report for Classic Pizza, I reached out to Bridget about this, Bill. I don't know if she gets them. They kind of send some reports that I don't know if they're standard reports or if there's other
Well,
things.
it's kind of a courtesy to the local board because again, it's a public water supply, so it's DEP's jurisdiction.
Okay. Everything else I had in the mail was just the standard July and August second and third quarter water reports. I didn't get them in last meeting. I was out of the office the day of the meeting, so I didn't make a packet.
Okay. I think the only thing to throw out there is an email that came to me and I bounced to Kristen. I don't know, Bill, if you've seen a copy of it, from John Bailowicz up on Sectional Estates. Something about Andy tying in additional irrigation wells. So I think we'll put that in for discussion next meeting for all of us to take a look at, and we can kind of ponder and discuss it then.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
So that's all I got.
Okay.
Yep, nothing here.
All right, Scott?
Nope.
I don't know. This might be a record, folks.
I think it is.
6:22.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. See you guys in a couple weeks, if not sooner.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.